The news breaks about the arrest of a man in his 40s for kidnapping and imprisoning a child. Victim A was held in a rundown warehouse for 12 long years. Suspect P has been detained on charges of kidnapping, confinement, and labor law violations. The report also details that the minor was kidnapped and taken to a remote location. A crowd gathers, and someone demands to be let through. The crowd presses in on suspect P, demanding answers from the police about the case. Authorities reveal that A is showing signs of hearing and speech impairment, and they suspect the perpetrator was aware of this beforehand. We then see a flashback of men cutting a lock with bolt cutters, and a man entering a room piled high with books. It is revealed that, when rescued, the warehouse was filled with countless books. He seems to be reading when someone calls out, "Captain!" The man on the phone exclaims, "We found him." We see A, the victim, now identified as the man rescued from the books, reading a book. The news reports that based on the severe injuries on his body, it's presumed that A was subjected to long-term abuse. A has been transported to the hospital and is currently in stable condition. Reporters are trying to get access to the hospital, claiming they are hurt too. Finally, we are introduced to Shin Woo-jin, 18 years old, lying in a hospital bed. Doctors observe that Shin Woo-jin is suffering from malnutrition and multiple external infections. They are shocked that he was locked up and forced into labor for 12 years, and also has hearing loss. A doctor tries to communicate with Woo-jin by writing on a sticky note, "What's your name? Can you try saying it out loud?" The doctor urges him to try. Woo-jin, struggling, manages to say, "I'm a bastard." A flashback begins, showing a man toiling in a field under a straw hat, digging with a hoe. Someone is watching him. The man watching the worker in the field sees him later eating sloppily from a bowl of rice amongst the books. He thinks to himself, "This bastard. He eats so disgustingly." We then see a shot of a barred window. Back in the flashback, we see Woo-jin shivering and huddled amongst the books. A cockroach crawls across a book near him. Back in the hospital, the doctors are shocked that he called himself a bastard, and wonder how much brainwashing he endured. They note the countless scars covering his body. The inner thoughts of the man watching Woo-jin in the flashback reveal his disgust and anger. What kind of abuse did he suffer all this time? Those monsters, they should all be sentenced to death. Back in the present, the doctors examine Woo-jin's medical results. One says, "Still, at least it's a relief. The medical results aren't as bad as we feared." They reassure him, "You're safe now. You can sleep as much as you want. This place is safe." The doctors leave, telling him they'll be back soon. One of the doctors tells the other, "No, I want to take care of him myself." The doctor then abruptly opens Woo-jin's door and is immediately swarmed by reporters and police. The reporters shout questions. What is the patient's condition? Have his family been found? What is the patient's name? Is it true that he has a disability? Can he communicate properly? The doctor is shocked and yells at them, "What do you think you're doing in front of a patient's room?" The doctor continues to scold the reporters, asking if someone else's tragedy is their entertainment and demanding they show some restraint. She asks the police how these people even got in here and demands they check their access passes. She declares she's reporting all of them for obstruction and trespassing. Back in Woo-jin's room, he lies in bed, his eyes slowly opening. Woo-jin looks up at the ceiling, thinking, "I'm back." He looks down at his hand, noticing his thin, frail fingers. Close up on his eye reveals strange text within the pupil. Woo-jin reaches for his phone. He reads through the messages from his friend, Adapted. "Man, you've had a tough life." Woo-jin, staring blankly, then looks at the electronic information board that summarizes his medical details: name, Shin Woo-jin, age, 18, diagnosis, tibial fracture of femur. He thinks, Shin Woo-jin, 18. The police are checking suspect P's profile from his phone, about 40, approximately 167 centimeters height, weight unknown so far. The profile indicates, left-handed, cuts police in dry kimchi, proof that his IQ is consistently decreasing. They also note, no watch marks, no rings. No interest in accessories, works a physical job, and has no spouse. He declares he can't believe he was caught in this rundown area of the neighborhood. A construction worker is putting together the pieces as he works on a building. He was doing plastering work on a low rooftop and fell, but as he fell, his left-handed brain instinctively directed his left foot to land first. But the femur couldn't withstand the force of impact and shattered, protruding outwards. He screams in pain. Back in Woojin's room, the doctor says, the most appropriate first aid in this situation would be. Woojin is startled. He looks toward the door. The doctor comes in, carrying a tray of food. You must be hungry. Let's eat. She smiles, placing the tray in front of him. But Woojin blocks her. I don't eat quickly, he says. Even as pure silently waste to this bones, and grow feet push at the ground and eyes, muscles lift upward. The doctor is still smiling and notes, a genuine smile, a smile that he doesn't see me as a threat. Back in reality, she replies yes, as slowly as you want. No one will hurry you. Woojin thinks. He looks at the food on the tray. He hesitantly takes a bite. It's something really nice. We can serve you warm food and eat slowly. Woojin opens his eyes wide, suddenly bolting the food. A vision flashes before him again. She asked what was wrong. He finishes the food. And thanks her it was delicacy, she gets excited and notes that's awesome, he eats it. Woojin continues to eat the food, and he thinks to himself that this taste. The doctor is covering her mouth, touched. Just now, did you force it all this time? She asks if he would like something else. Meanwhile, Woojin thinks, more is that best? The doctor gets a phone call. Doctor, Woojin's family has arrived. Really? I'll be right there. Woojin thinks, Woojin, your mom and dad are here. And, again, we see the text in Woojin's eyes, mom and dad. He whispers family. She asks him, would you like to meet them? She looks excited and notes that the doctor said, they're waiting. Woojin looks at the clock on the wall, then thinks, the time it takes for my heart rate to reach 60, with 1 second. This continues up to 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 1 minute 20 seconds, the text inside his eyes shift and he mutters, I want to. A surge of light emanates from him and he thinks I'll make sure I can hear them. After releasing the surge of energy, Woojin collapses back onto the bed, unconscious. The silhouettes of Woojin's parents are visible through the door. The ground then shatters under the foot of an unknown figure, breaking through several levels of the hospital, straight to Woojin's room. Woojin looks up and sees debris falling from the ceiling. It's going to get dangerous, Woojin states. It's going to get dangerous. Woojin is trying to make sense of what was happening. Family is about to arrive now. It shows Woojin's close-up in his eye as his parents arrive through the door. His mother is nervous and puts her hand up to her mouth and the father is trying to look forward. It's Woojin's family and he wonders. The parents run into the room, horrified by the destruction. Then they see Woojin lying in the hospital bed. The mother runs to him, calling out to Woojin. She embraces him tightly, the father looking on with concern. It really is Woojin. She sobs. Woojin, what is so good? She hugs Woojin tightly and keeps sobbing. She thinks, what did I do wrong so far? Woman is having a memory of his own and says, Mom. The voice in the background then starts to speak, what are you doing here? And the last images of him in despair scream in panic.